Speaker number 7, Betsy Dillard Stroud, Jonathan Myrick Daniels. Jonathan Myrick Daniels, Betsy Dillard Stroud.
Mr. Conchett, as chair, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. In 1965, I met a man of destiny. His name, Jonathan Myrick Daniels. Jonathan graduated from VMI, Virginia Military Institute, in 1961. He was a valedictorian. He then got a great scholarship to Harvard and was in the humanities when all of a sudden he got a calling. He left Harvard and enrolled in the Episcopal Seminary in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And in 1965, Jonathan had been marching with the freedom fighters in Selma, Alabama. My uncle, who adopted me, was a great friend of Jonathan's. He was head of the English department at VMI and the senior professor of English. Jonathan was coming to see us this particular day. I had never met him. And in the summer of 1965 in Lexington, Virginia, it was so dad blame hot, the flies had flown to the swimming pool. Clothes stuck to you like molasses. And I'm sitting in the living room with my uncle, my mother, and my uncle is fuming. You can't go to Maine, Betsy. You aren't even divorced yet. Herbert, join the 20th century. Please. Look, no, I forbid it. My mother, in the meanwhile, was going like this behind his back. She was always on my side when it came to money and men. But anyway, she said, now, Herbert, calm down. Jonathan is on his way here. That seemed to calm Herbert down. And he looked at me and he said, don't you dare flirt with me. Who, me? Jonathan arrived, and he was so wonderful. And just looking at him, he was thin, gentle. He had sparkling brown eyes with great wisdom and intelligence in them. And immediately, I just felt this serenity. I thought about that moment I met him because I realized that what I was feeling was goodness. And as Somerset Maugham wrote, good is the strongest force in the world. Jonathan, my uncle, and my mother and I had a wonderful time that afternoon, talking and laughing. And Jonathan took a lot of pictures. I wonder what happened to those pictures sometime. I think about that. We feasted on fried chicken, typical Southern meal, fried chicken, pecan pie, spoon bread, and snaps. And then we wandered out to the porch at night, sitting on the glider, rocking back and forth, talking and looking at the indigo sky with all the lightning bugs fluttering around like little bitty diamonds. And then we went to bed. The next morning, I got up early because I wanted to say goodbye to Jonathan. I walked downstairs and I could hear the murmur of voices in the kitchen. And as I opened the door, I was blinded. The sunlight came in and I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see Herbert. I couldn't see Jonathan, but I heard these chilling words. Jonathan, please be careful down there. You could get killed. Jonathan left about an hour later for Selma. I left a few days later for Maine. In Maine, I picked blueberries and we roasted hot dogs on the coast, and we had wonderful times going out on lobster boats at 5 o'clock in the morning. Jonathan went to Selma, where he walked with other people in the black dust of Alabama. That's why it's called the Black Belt, because of the color of the sand. On August the 14th, I came home from Maine. On August the 14th, Jonathan and 4 teenagers were arrested and put in jail. On August the 20th, Jonathan was released with these 4 Afro-American teenagers and another priest. They walked to a country store. They got there and a white sheriff appeared with a 12-gauge shotgun. "Stop, I'll shoot," he said. They were just standing there. He cocked his gun, raised it, and shot. When he did, Jonathan stepped in front of a little black girl named Ruby Sales, and he took the full blast, dying immediately. Ruby Sales today is one of the great activists in Washington, D.C., working for minority rights. And in Canterbury Cathedral, only 2 American martyrs are listed, Dr. Martin Luther King and Jonathan Myrick Daniels. I want to leave you with the words of Jonathan's valedictory address at BMI. It's relevant to all of us today. I wish you a purposeful life. I wish you new worlds and the vision to see them. And I wish you the decency and nobility of which you are capable. That is Jonathan Daniels, man of destiny, martyr. Mr. Contents Chair.